I just picked up my dream commander deck. Because I love Velociraptors, and what is better than playing the mother of all Velociraptors as your commander? These decks aren't really ready to go right out of the box. We're going to have to do some custom work to make sure that everybody at the local game store is jealous of my pre-con commander deck. So let's design and 3D print a custom deck box for it. Let's take out some of the crappy cards and add some more powerful ones. By the time we're done with this, everybody is going to be jealous of a pre-con. Let's get to it. Ah! Clever girl. Whoa. So this is the piece of crap deck box that comes in the pre-con commander decks. It is absolutely pathetic. What's really frustrating is some of these commander decks can cost like $100. So why can't we get well-made boxes like they put in the bundles that are like $40 in the commander deck? I don't get it. Well, let's get rid of this piece of junk and make something a lot better. So my weapon of choice is TinkerCAD. I know a lot on my channel you'll see me using Blender, and Blender is alright, but it is not very good for doing this sort of work. What I love about it is how quickly you can make things. As you can see here, I have this fairly complex shape that will hold the cards, and this window is the exact right size to show the commander through there. And it might seem really complicated, like how do you make such a thing? The really cool thing about TinkerCAD is it's basically just Boolean operations. So basically you're just adding and subtracting shapes. So if I ungroup, you can see that the window, I just put a square in here and I centered it up, and then I cut it out of there. And that's all it is. And we can we can see all the different Booleans. So there are a whole bunch of them. There are a whole bunch of pieces to this. That's what makes the shape. So TinkerCAD is really easy to learn, and if you're interested in designing your own things, TinkerCAD is a good place to start. So let's get this printed out and we will test out how it works. Hey, so here is the test print. I have it just being held together by masking tape. As you can see, what I have is a lower drawer, and that drawer has 2 magnets in the back of it. And that will just slide in there, and as you can see, it snaps shut pretty well. And then here is the deck holder, and the deck holder will go in, and then you kind of pull up that tab and it snaps into place, and then it can't go out of there at all. And one other thing that we needed to test out is we needed to test out when the commander's in there. As you can see, the commander's up a little bit higher. You can kind of see a little bit of the extra gold there. So I'm going to drop, I got maybe another millimeter that I can drop the cards in there, and also the sleeves are getting pretty darn close to the top there, and that's going to rub on the little tab. So I want to make sure that we take care of that. But that snaps everything nice and secure. This little tray can hold some dice and everything. So I am really happy with how this is going. I think it's time to print out the final print. To the 3D printer. All right, while we wait for the 3D printer, let's show you what I've taken out. So I've taken these cards out of the deck. Bingo, bango. I just felt that these weren't quite powerful enough. They're quite goofy enough. Sometimes I just like to play goofy things. So I took those and I replaced them with these. Yeah, so I had to bring in Mama Galta. And the great thing about this Galta is that Galta can come down really early in a dinosaur game. Let's see here. These are just some utility cards I think are going to perform a little bit better than what was in there. Call the Wild is a little spicy. It might work, it might not. I'm not sure. We got a lot of legendaries, so Plaza Heroes, Invasion of Zendikar is going to do a better job than the Migration Path. And Rona's is just a good utility, especially reducing the cost on a lot of those dinosaurs. Now the real power, I think, is going to come in these cards. So Ephemerate is going to be really good to bounce dinosaurs in and out, which is going to, of course, trigger Pantlaza's ability. There's Incubator is always great in tribal decks, reducing the cost of those dinos. Savage Order is just absolutely broken. It's a Jurassic Park card, so it is thematic as well. That is going to be a lot of fun. Heroic Intervention, I think, is a necessity in a green deck. And then Sneak Attack and Pattern of Rebirth are going to be sneaking some big boys out onto the field, and my opponents won't know what to do with it. Pattern of Rebirth is ridiculous. You put this on one of your, like if you have a Galta, you put this on a Galta, they're going to have to remove the Galta. The other players are going to have to remove that Galta. But then this just gets you an Italian, or whatever you want, Zycama. So this should be a lot of fun. These two cards are going to be spicy, and I can't wait to play them. So those are the cards I'm modifying in the deck. Sweet, so I can have all the pieces off of the printer. This is the bottom piece. This is the middle piece that will go like this. Here's the drawer. You can see how this all gets put together. That little square falls into there. On the top, go like that, and then this is the side. I did have to carefully sand down these edges to get it all to fit together. It is a very tight fit. You can almost put this all together and not use any glue, and it would probably hold up. So if you're making this yourself, just know that you might have to do a little bit of sanding and a little bit of cutting, just some trimming with the X-Acto knife to get that to work. So let's get these little supports out of here for the magnets. That just hit me in the eye. Here's my little magnets. These are a pain in the butt to work with. Make sure that it will sit flat in there. It looks like I'm going to need to cut a little bit out of there so that it sits flush. I always wondered, why don't you just take a soldering iron and press these in with a soldering iron, because that will melt the plastic around it and make a really nice fit. But the problem is actually that as soon as you heat the magnet, it actually loses its magnetism, the magic sauce that makes it a magnet. Make sure I got the right sides. That's the other pain in the butt part about these. Not knowing whether or not you have the right side. There we are. Yeah. Yes, that way it's a nice fit. Okay. So next step is to put that in, and that's, like I said, a snug fit. So that's going to go like that. And then we need to glue this piece right there. But I'm actually not going to glue this together. I'm going to put this together. Oh, that's a nice fit. And so that is the box. I'm going to put some cards in it. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. So if I was just gonna leave it like this, I'd be done. But this is the 3D printed version of it. I have bigger plans. So let's take this apart. And I just wanted to show you guys this because if you wanted to just 3D print it, you can. But here is the secret sauce. This is Bolivian rosewood.
Might get fade into Bolivian, you know.
I picked it up at the local woodworking store. It's 3 inches wide by 1/8 inch thick, and that ends up being about 3 millimeters, which is exactly this. And I just measured this. This is 133 millimeters tall. So I just measured out that and did that. So let's assemble it with these pieces of wood. And it's a nice fit there. Let's put this in. Oh yeah. I almost put that on backwards. Look at that, it snaps together. I will go back and I'm gonna actually wood glue these corners here, because a little bit of wood glue on these corners is gonna make this thing super tough. But slide that in there. And that's a snugger fit than the 3D print, but got all the tokens. I'll throw on the cards we removed just to buff it out a little bit. Look at that. That is sweet. We gotta even her out a little bit. Dude. That's so cool. You can see the copper through there. Yeah, I am really happy with this. Look at that bad boy. Wow, that is a thing of beauty. So yeah, all I need to do is I need to super glue that little guy into place there. Put that together. I'm not gonna glue it all together right now because I got to take pictures of it in 3D printed format for Etsy. And that's another thing, is I will put the files for this up for sale. If you just want it for personal use, I'll probably make it like $5 or something. But if you wanted to like make these and sell them on Etsy, you can buy a commercial license too. I'll put that up on Gumroad, so you can do a little bit of both if you wanted to. A lot of times people don't give you the option to make commercial products like this. I know some of you really like to sell stuff on Etsy, and I think this would be really nice to sell on Etsy. I don't quite have the time or the patience to make a whole bunch of these, but I'm sure somebody out there can. That is super awesome, dude. This turned out absolutely awesome. I am really proud of it. I've never designed something this cool before. If you want to make your own, I'll put the 3D files and the plans on Gumroad, and there will also be a commercial license available if you want to make them and sell them, like on Etsy. If you've made any of the things that I've designed and put out on my channel, I would love to see them. You can email me at gamemechanic00@gmail.com. I would love to see any deck boxes you guys have made, any terrain you guys have made. If you guys want to keep seeing like cool, interesting new deck boxes and terrain pieces and all that sort of stuff, make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you guys all have a great holiday season as we're coming into Christmas when I'm posting this. And that brings me to a more important point, I think, and that is that this is going to be the last sealed product that I buy from Wizards of the Coast for a long time. I go to the game store every week to play Pathfinder, and what's customary, especially with Pathfinder Society, is that you spend money at the local game store that lets you use their space. And I'm not going to be, usually I buy a couple booster packs or maybe a commander box or a bundle. I have a ton of those behind me. I think I'm done with that now. So what would you recommend I spend my money on when I go to the game store every week? I really want to know what your guys' thoughts are. What are you guys getting into? Yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Wizards as well in the comments. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on super cool commander deck boxes in the comments. I just want to hear from y'all. Have a good one, you guys. We'll catch you next time.